Before the legal details even begin, the judge's energy already sends a message. That opening line isn't casual. It's a clear warning. In a courtroom, tone can matter as much as the actual ruling. When a judge speaks this way, it often signals concern about the defendant's behavior. Attitude inside the courtroom can strongly influence how a judge views a situation and the outcomes.
Cody, slow.
I believe. Let's see.
Good morning, you're Gracie Cassidy.
Yes.
And Miss Cassidy was previously in court and entered a plea of guilty in cause number 24 DCCR 1480 to the third-degree felony offense of unlawful carrying a weapon in prohibited place. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
State has to.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Your Honor, the only, yes.
This is a third-degree felony in Texas for unlawfully carrying a weapon in a prohibited place, and it's a serious charge. This isn't something minor like a ticket. A third-degree felony can carry a potential sentence of 2 to 10 years in prison. Even if the moment seems procedural, the consequences are significant. When the judge reviews a pre-sentence report, she is examining the defendant's background, history, and potential risk factors. At this stage, the court is essentially evaluating who the defendant is on paper before making a decision.
This fact I would like to say is she's now living in Georgia and it'll be transferred to Georgia for supervision.
Just make sure when you talk to probation, they'll get that all taken care of. The biggest thing about your probation being transferred is it kind of means you have double duty. So you will be reporting in person where you live, but you're still technically on this probation here in Texas. So it's not like the whole case. Well, no, there's one fee, but you will have to report either by mail or online here as well each month.
This is where things become complicated. An interstate probation transfer. She's moving to Georgia, which might sound simple, but it isn't. When probation transfers across state lines, supervision can involve obligations in more than one place. Missing an online report, failing to pay a fee, or making a paperwork mistake can quickly become a violation. In felony cases, violation can reopen the possibility of prison. That's what the judge means by double duty, an administrative process that carries real risks.
So you're going to go in person there, and you also have to report here. So you can't forget to do that mail-in or the online reporting here, because that would be a violation. It's just a lot of people, they think they're doing everything right because they're reporting in person over there, but you have to stay in touch with us as well. All right.
Judge, real quick, I apologize. There is one thing, and I spoke to Mr. Megan about this previously.
Oh, that's right.
It seems to be maybe a new charge in Georgia. I don't know the circumstances of this, nor do I recognize the charge.
Yeah.
And it's equivalent with us.
Hang on, ma'am.
So that's the only thing that's new that I wasn't aware of, and I spoke to Mr. Megan about before, and he was going to find out.
Okay, so whatever you have to take care of, obviously in Georgia with regard to...
A possible new charge in Georgia immediately raises tension, even if it's minor or unrelated. When someone on supervision faces a new charge, it can disrupt everything. The judge pauses because she doesn't yet recognize the charge. In that moment, she's assessing risk in real time. Courtrooms may move quickly, but judges are constantly evaluating whether a person's situation is improving or becoming more serious.
What's what they were shooting in Georgia?
That's the case, Judge, but
I got in a car
I
accident. They arrested me because I had a warrant here.
I got you. Okay. All right.
But I believe they don't. Well,
Okay.
there was nothing to deal with. I just had a contact.
That's where you got arrested, and then they transferred you here?
I didn't get transferred. I just had to sit in jail for 44 days.
Okay.
To find out.
Okay. Got it.
That's
Okay.
sufficient for the state.
All right. Okay, Ms. Cassidy, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient of...
I have a question.
Yes.
This packet, it said like I had to do like 300 hours of community service.
She'll explain all that to you at probation.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're on felony probation. It's required. If you talk to your probation officer, if you're doing everything right, sometimes they waive part of those. Sometimes they don't. It depends on how you're doing. Do you understand? This could be a lot worse, so you probably need to fix your attitude real quick. Because having a bad attitude with me does nothing good for you. Okay. So I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, I'm going to follow your agreement.
At this moment, the judge addresses a defendant's attitude directly. It's more than a simple remark. It reflects how judges manage the courtroom and assess behavior. Judges have wide discretion when making probation decisions. When she says the situation could be much worse, she's reminding the defendant that prison remains a possibility and that courtroom respect matters.
And defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 4 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, this is an excellent opportunity because you do not have a felony conviction on your record. And if you successfully complete the probation, at the end, the case is actually dismissed. You will never have a felony conviction. The other side to that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court, you could be found guilty and sent to prison for anywhere between 2 and 10 years. Do you understand? Okay. One thing is on these types of probation, if you do everything you're supposed to, I sign early terminations from probation all the time. But it means you have to get it all taken care of early and up front. So take care of everything, and then there's the possibility of getting off early. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. You need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation's going to call you up to her desk when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck to you, ma'am.